Annyeonghaseyo, Sarang. It's your favorite blue-eyed, green-eyed black girl, Jeonun Elisha, aka Ian Up To. And yes, this title is not just up for hype. He literally looked into my soul. Okay, let's intro this the right way. So, as we get ready for another Monday Night Raw, I would like to share with you my experience of last week's Monday Night Raw in New Orleans. Yes, it actually happened. It always happens, you know. Like, you know, New Orleans gets this little play from WWE. Thank you, WWE. And, of course, they were here last year around the same time, and I was at that one. And they were also here for WrestleMania last year or a year before that. I didn't get to work that one. Okay, so let's, you know, debrief you guys. So I work at the Smoothie King Center and the Mercedes-Benz Superdome as janitorial or housekeeping. Those are my houses. I keep them clean. Housekeeping there. And it's been lovely working there, especially when you get to work these events. Last year I worked the event and I was arm length away from John Cena. Like, literally, like, I could just, if I were to, you know, be one of those spazzes that weren't being professional, I could have literally just reached my hand out and, like, literally touched him. But, you know, I kept my cool and kept doing my work because I am very diligent in my work ethic. So, this year, getting to the title, let's start from, you know, the beginning. As per usual, on another, you know, event, I go to work, you know, a little hopeful. I always go to work the Pelicans games. You can't really see those posters, but yeah, I worked the New Orleans Pelican games, and last Monday was another Monday Night Raw. Last year was a Monday Night Raw, and I went in there with, of course, the biggest smile on my face, because even if I weren't gonna be close to these guys, I was going to be in the same building as them. If you don't know my history, I have been a wrestling fan since I was young. There was a period of time, like a 5-year period of time, I think like 2010 to 2015, where I stopped watching wrestling, really. Or maybe it was a 4-year span where I stopped watching wrestling because it felt too like scripted or whatever. But then I got back into it and I started watching Total Divas, and I fell in love with that, and like fell in love with the idea again of being a wrestler, although that's really way ahead of me. Like, I doubt I'm gonna try to strive for goals to get there, but I still love like watching Total Divas, you know, trying to stay fit and watching wrestling. So I've come back home to wrestling, and my obsessions are like really like in the same building as me, so of course I'm walking in there with a smile on my face. So as I get ready, I clock in, have my uniform on, and walk through doing my rounds. I'm like literally like face to face. This is the beginning of the event. I'm face to face with our freaking truth. Like, he literally, like, okay, I wasn't purposely trying to get in his way, and like there was literally space around us for each of us to get around each other, but it's like we like literally paused in front of each other, and he like literally just stopped there to say hello to me. Like, he forced himself to stand in front of me to say hello. I was like, really? Is he really? It's like, hello. How are you? I mean, you know, us Southern people with our hospitality, we had to say hello to everybody, or, you know, everything. So I was kind of used to a person coming to me and saying hello. But for our truth to literally stand in front of me to say hello, I was like, wait, you're a celebrity. Like you could have walked away. You could have ignored me. I was just, you know, in my housekeeping uniform trying to like clean up the area, and you really literally stopped in front of me just to say hello. Thank you, R-Truth. Shout out to R-Truth. I love you, R-Truth. Saranghae. Saranghaeyo. I'm sorry. Saranghaeyo. Then, as I was getting going to briefing, freaking Adrian Neville walked past me like 3 different times. Like, I don't think that he was ever on, you know, that night's event, like screen. He didn't have any TV time, but he was literally in his little black hoodie and his, you know, his wardrobe with the black hoodie covering everything else, and walking back and forth, not like schizophrenic, like back and forth, like he walked down the hall, and then you'd see him again walk down the hall with the hoodie on, just being like all quiet and, you know, just, I'm here to do my job, I'm here to make an appearance, yada yada yakety yak. And also, I didn't get that much information, so I'm not sure if they were there for that weekend's Comic-Con, because we had Comic-Con this that weekend as well. So it was Comic-Con, then Monday Night Raw. So it was like a weekend of Comic-Con, then Raw. So I was like, maybe the Divas were at Comic-Con, you know, making an appearance, signing stuff and everything like that. That would have been lovely. And also that would have made had them enjoy the time, the quality of New Orleans. I hope they did. Monday Night Raw was amazing. So Neville walked past me. Who else walked past me? Ric Flair, but I didn't really get to see him. I kind of saw his daughter, because it was like management, his daughter, and then Ric Flair. And I was like right here. So I saw the management guy, but the daughter was like really taller than him. And then Ric Flair was on the other side, and I was like, I see his hair, but I don't really see him. And there was a lot of woos all night long at the event. I was like, yes, these people know what they're talking about, know what they're doing. But the New Orleans crowd doesn't really know how to cheer much. Like, they're like meh at it when it comes to wrestling cheers, because, you know, there's chants and stuff. You gotta try to get your favorite wrestler to build up momentum to like win the match and stuff like that. But it's like, we are so weak when it comes to that. Like, every time you turn on the TV, you're like, yay, they know what they're doing. This crowd knows what they're doing. This crowd is so weak. This crowd looks lost, sounds lost. But ours really was like, we're so weak. We were so weak. I was like, we are loud people. New Orleans people, regardless of race, we are loud people. So it's like, why? Why are we so weak? Why? Are we shy when it comes to this chanting and this yelling and, you know, everything? Our signs were cute. We did have some good signs, though. What else happened before I want to get into the main event? Because he is the main event. Oh, speaking of, that's why. Okay, so I went up to my section to go do my rounds and stuff like that, clean up, make sure everything was nice and tidy, which it was, because there weren't that many people frequenting. There weren't that many people around my area, or that many people, you know, doing anything around my area. So my area stayed like pretty clean, like sparkling, like brand spanking new clean, like I had just cleaned it and no one was there, and like it just stayed clean the entire time. So when Raw started, he went in the section next to mine because he was preparing to go down the ramp. Roman Reigns. We're talking about Roman Reigns. I didn't know. See, I hadn't been watching wrestling probably for the last 6 weeks, because I've gotten really obsessed with K-dramas and K-pop and everything like that. So I have been watching Raw, which I should, like, you know, put that back into my schedule, because I like being up to date on things like that, because I did not know for a fact, because if I were playing the part of event manager or whatever, I would have known that Roman Reigns would have been the first one to make an appearance on Raw. So he went down the ramp right next to mine. I didn't even think about him coming out anytime soon, or anytime really. So as I had just come from the area next to mine to go see if my coworker needed any help. And as I was looking for her, truth comes to show, she told me that he was in an area that I didn't look to check. If I would have moved the curtain a little bit to see if she was in that area, I would have touched him. By accident, all means, but I would have touched Roman Reigns. Just get that out there. So I went to her section, found her, helped her, talked to her for like a minute, went back to my section, which was like really empty. And then all of a sudden I heard his music. Like literally 5 minutes. If I stayed over there for 5 minutes longer, I would have been able to see him. I would have been really right next to him as he went down the ramp. That was like, it made me mad. So later on, I was like, oh, so that means it sounds like he's going to be the main event. Okay, so around main event time, I was getting really tired. And I asked my supervisor if I can go get an energy drink. Because I knew that it was going to be a long night if I didn't get one. So I got it, drunk it, came back up to my section, checked my section, went back to her section. And he was coming up. The security guard's like, hey, you can't be here, hey. We need this place clean, hey. Good job. Then all of a sudden, like 2 minutes before he went out, oh my goodness, one of the security guards was like, oh my goodness, we need a spill cleaned. We have a spill. Me and my coworker running around. And then I went to go get the mop that I knew I had put in a certain area. It's like, don't worry about it. I got it. So I ran over, grabbed the mop, and I said, coworker, don't worry. I got it. Dude, okay. I didn't really set it up. I was too excited to tell you guys. So I didn't set it up correctly. So after he came into the section, I'm going to call it my section. As he came into my section, sat down in one of the little VIP areas, he was like trying to be quiet, calm. He wasn't trying to bring any attention to himself. He had a security guard in front of him so that if anybody, because it was really quiet in that section, if anybody came in that area, because they would have to go to use the restroom, which is right past him. Well, the female's restroom is right past him. So if they had to go that way, the security guard would be in front of him so that they don't really take that many pictures or like disturb him. Not really take pictures. They weren't worrying about taking the pictures. It was really if you disturb him, like go talk to him and stuff like that. They didn't want that to happen. So there was a security guard standing right in front of him. And there was these these patrons that came by. And they saw him and they were so shocked. They were taking pictures. So like if you like see any pictures of him sitting down in like a VIP area and there's like a police officer standing in front of him, know that was like here, New Orleans. Like he was in my section. Like so you could search for them. Like I'd probably be like hashtag WWE New Orleans or hashtag Raw New Orleans or something like that. Or just like look up hashtag Roman Reigns, and if you see something like that looks like that, it happened here. So he was like calm and like down. He wasn't paying attention to anybody. He was just, I guess in his own zone, his own mind. He was like, I gotta do what I gotta do type stuff. His head was down. He had a bottle of water, and I don't know. He was just in his zone. They came, took pictures. Security guards running out talking about something. There's a spill. I was like, don't worry, we got this. We ran, got the mop. I was like, coworker, I got it. And as I said that, he looked up, and I was like, literally like, okay, you're him and I'm me. I was literally right like this, and he looked up, his eyes locked onto mine. I don't even like him like that. He's just a gorgeous specimen. His eyes locked into mine. And I wanted to freeze so bad. I wanted to stop. I had the mop in my hand. I wanted to stop. And I was like, let me be the good worker that I am. Act like I'm not fazed by these WWE superstars. And keep going about my business. So I rushed out, cleaned up the spill, and came back out. And then I could calm myself. Oh my goodness, I calmed myself. Kinda. Not really. Because after that, I just went around everybody and told them the actuality of it all is that Roman Reigns looked into my soul. He literally did. He so did. He looked into my soul. He looked into my soul, you guys. He looked into my soul. Like, literally, I felt something when those blue-gray eyes looked at me. Note to you guys, he's, if anything, in my mind, he's like a cousin or uncle, not really uncle, a cousin or like a brother or something to me. I like Dean Ambrose more, and you know. Oh, and after that, after him looking into my soul, this is like a 17-minute video. I'm gonna cut it down. After he looked into my soul, I went downstairs to go help out my coworkers, or rather do what I had to do. And freaking Seamus was supposed to be going into one room, but he was going into the wrong one. So he asked me which room he was supposed to go into. And I was like, no, you're supposed to go in that one. He almost grazed me. You don't know. I love Seamus. I don't like his character right now, but I love Seamus. And his tall, pale self asked me something, got a response, and nearly touched me. So, I love you, WWE superstars. Oh, last time I was arm's length away from Stephanie McMahon and Triple H as well. You guys don't even know. You don't even know. So, you know, this is life as me, and you know, you might want to work a WWE event. Just saying. You might not even get close to them, but being around that atmosphere, those people are so, you know, friendly and hype and like, oh, who else I saw? I saw freaking Wade Barrett, or yeah, him. He was fine, tall. I was like, I know why Fox loves you. I know why she was still in love with you. Oh, you're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. You're so beautiful, tall. That accent. Gosh, I wish Nev would have talked. I would have loved to hear his accent just a little bit. Just a little bit. You guys. If you don't get the gist of this, Roman Reigns looked into my soul. Like intensity. Like, he like literally looked up. And I was like, oh, mommy. I was like, one of my coworkers asked if he stole my soul. I was like, no, he's nice. He just looked at it. Gosh, oh, my heart. Like, I really wanted to freeze after he looked up. I was like, did my voice sound familiar? Did I frighten you? Did you just want to look up, but you had to look up very dramatically? Are you doing that for the cameras? I was like, like, seriously, like, he looked into my soul. I was like, I must be the luckiest person in the world. Man, I guess I have to probably wait another year for another Raw to come here. Because literally, it happened last year. This January. Hopefully, again in July, maybe, or June, please. Cheba. Anywho, this is your girl Elisha, aka Ellie, aka ENF2. Today's another day to do better. I'll do better, you do better. Saranghae.